you dynamic people of God? Listen, I'm so excited to be with you in this pop-up Q&A session, right? In the live stream Unleash Summit. Listen, it's been a couple of days and you've digest, listen, a lot of content, a lot of information, right? A lot of things to think about, right? And things of that nature. As it comes to you going forth in your live streaming endeavors, right? And so I'm here to come and spend some time with you so that we can answer any question that you may have as it concerns, listen, live streaming in your ministry or in your marketplace, right? So we can clarify some things for you so that we can make sure that we are assisting you in advancing the body of Christ, advancing in the work, in the endeavors, in the purpose that God has called forth in your life for such a time as this, right? And so I wanted to come and do this pop up just so we can make sure that we've done our due diligence in assisting you, in supporting you, and what it is that is needed in your business as well as in the marketplace. And so I am here for that, okay? And so this is how this is going to go, okay? You can put your questions in the chat. And as you put your questions in the chat, right, I am going to answer them for you. You can put them in the chat or you can put it in the Q&A, right? You can put it there as well. So I'm going to, one moment here, grab these questions. Okay. So let's go here and let's go here. Let me close out some of this stuff. Oh, let me pause it real quick, copyright. Sorry. Okay. So, nevertheless, let us go ahead and get started here. So, I'm going to start with this question here. What equipment do you need to start live streaming? Okay. So, at a minimum, you're going to need a good camera. A webcam can work for those that have smaller setups, okay? But a DSLR or professional video camera um, is better for high quality, okay? You definitely need a reliable mic so that your voice is clear, right? You'll need a stable internet connection, of course, because you're live streaming. And 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 so reliable mic, internet connection. You'll need, of course, a computer, a laptop, a tablet, depending on depending on the streaming software that you're using, or a mobile device to manage the stream. Okay, and so there are some streaming softwares that you can't use your mobile phone on or your tablet. So I just want you to be aware of that. And so that will help you determine what type of streaming software that you would use. Okay. So additional equipment that you'll need, of course, lighting, tripod, streaming software. Those things can help bring forth a greater quality of production, right? Streaming software, like our streaming partner, OneStream Live, they afford you the opportunity to really brand your streams, so that, listen, it can help with your brand imprint, right? Your brand identity, getting out there in the world, right? And so that's one of the great advantages of being able to use a streaming software. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. So let's go here. Here's another question: what strategies can I use to engage with our live stream viewers? That's a good question. Um, you can interact with your viewers through live chat, right? You can engage with them by responding to their comments and questions in real time, right? You can, if you have a streaming software, if you're using a streaming software um, similar to our partner OneStream Live, you're able to put their comments on the screen, their comments or questions on the screen, right? And display those and then answer it for them. Though that is something that you can do. Also, you can, ask them questions. That's another way to interact and engage with them. And so, as you're speaking and talking, or what have you, you can say, "Hey." So, like for instance, if I say, "Hey, how many of you use a streaming platform?" Go ahead and put one in the chat. If you do, put a two in the chat if you do not, right? And so that's a way, right? So just ask the question, and now they have the those who are watching, or the viewers, will begin to answer the question. So that's how that works. You can also encourage participation through polls and interactive segments. So let's say that you have a show, right? A TV show, or a YouTube show on your channel, however you want to do it, or you want to say that your show is. But let's say, okay, so at the beginning of your show, you can, you may have guest interviews, or you may just speak on a specific topic. And then you have a segment that's carved off in your show towards the end of it for Q&A. For any of your viewers who have questions, for them to ask the questions in the comment section, or you can even bring them in, right? And bring them on screen to answer their questions. And so that, and as it's centered around that topic, so that is another great way to interact with your viewers, right? So your personalizing the experience for your viewers, right? You can call them by name, right, as they're coming on, and things of that nature, what have you. Now, I do think, and this is my personal opinion, that there needs to be some form of protocol, right? When it comes to when someone's teaching or when someone's preaching, right? Um, what that how that interaction needs to look. So, like for instance, of course, I just said, you can personalize the experience by calling people name out directly. Now, for me personally, that is something that you'll do at the beginning before you get started with teaching or preaching, right? And something that you'll do at the end, or when Q&A is open, or or if you're having if you're having a call and response moment within your teaching or preaching, then you can do that as well. You can say their name at that particular time. However, I think that we should set up some form of structure when it comes to doing those shout outs, right? Especially in the middle of ministering the word or teaching. You're ministering and teaching, and then you're still trying to call out and shout out everybody's name. You're now, that kind of interrupts, right? The other viewers in their learning experience, okay? And that's my personal experience. I mean, that's my personal opinion, right? As well. And then I also think about that as well from a standpoint of if I'm in church and I'm in the pulpit preaching, as I've been introduced to come up and speak, right? And I take that platform at that moment and I'm acknowledging people. During that moment of acknowledging people, that's when I, acknowledge those that's there. Anybody that come in later or who I may miss, right, during my acknowledgement, I will just not acknowledge them in the middle of a sermon. Or if like I'm at the college teaching, I just want to stop my teaching and acknowledge a student by name because they just walked in the room. I think you know those type of etiquettes need to become standard. And again, this is my personal um, opinion, and I know we are bringing these specific aspects of ministry and teaching and training or whatever into an online space, but there still have to be some form of etiquette that needs to stay. Have some parameters when it comes to ministering and teaching as well in this online space. People of God, okay, that's the shot of just personal um, opinion. You can incorporate engaging content like interviews, guest speakers, multimedia elements. You can post events, follow up, and feedback surveys, right? It can also help you maintain engagement with your viewers. This is another good question here. What are common mistakes to avoid when starting with live streaming? Okay. So, I think common pitfalls when it comes to um, live streaming include poor planning and preparation, right? Not testing the equipment, um, not making sure your lighting, your audio is good, all of that type of stuff. I mean, I know sometimes you can check all that stuff and it may be good, and then after it's not. Um, Neglecting audience engagement and um, those type of things, right, are some things. Not having a plan B for technical issues. Because technical issues, like, they will arise, but you have to have a plan laid out. Like, if tech, something happen with tech, then we're going to plan B. We're going to switch, right? We're not going to get caught up in trying to fix or figure out what's happening, what's going on. Nope, we're going to move on. So those are a few things that you may want to consider as well. Okay, those are a few things. So this is a good question too. Are there any legal issues we that I need to know about when it comes to live streaming? That's a great question. So, yes, it is. uh, if you're gonna do any form of broadcasting, and if you are broadcasting like music, videos, or any other type of materials, you need to make sure that you have the right to broadcast that content. You have to make sure you have the necessary permission or licensing to broadcast the music, the videos, or or read somebody's entire book, right? As well, online. You have to make sure if that particular content is copywritten, then that's a that's some things there that you can be sued, right? So you got to be mindful of privacy concerns, right? As well, and you have to make sure that you obtain consent from. You got to also make sure that you have consent from, even if like you're interviewing people, right? You need to or have guests on your show. Make sure you have consent from them that it's okay for you to distribute their video, their picture, and likeness thereof, right? Throughout your broadcasting platforms. You also may want to also look at um, the terms and conditions or terms of services that's on whatever platform that you're streaming to as well. So let's say maybe streaming to, like, any of your social media platforms or wherever you're streaming over to. Make sure understand the terms and conditions, so you're not um, violating their policy when it comes to streaming. Okay. Um, so that was a good question. Those are some things that you may want to look out for. Okay. Those are some things to look out for. Here's another good one. What metrics should you track to evaluate the effectiveness of your stream? So you can look at like your number of live viewers. You can look at the watch time. You can look at the engagement rate for the likes, the shares, the comments, right? Those type of things. You can look at your conversion rate, such as your sign up, right? How many people signed up, how much sales you made, right? Those type of things. You can also make sure that you are looking at those analytical tools as well that are provided from the streaming platform services that you are using, as well as some of the platforms that you're streaming to should have some analytics as well, right? For you to be able to look at and observe. And looking at the analytics can let you know what things may need to tweak, right? When it comes to providing future streams. Okay, so those are a few things that you can look at, some things that you can consider as you are streaming. Okay. As we already know, live streaming definitely um, affords you the opportunity to reach a wider audience. It allows you to go beyond your physical location. And so it puts you in to a global space or global marketplace, which allows you to interact with people around the world in real time, right? Those that are on your stream. And it opens up people who cannot attend your event or your service or come to your business physically. It gives them access to you, your brilliance, what you bring to the table, how you are helping, how you are showing up and helping changing lives. Listen, all around the world. So there's so there's so many benefits for being able to stream. Okay, so many benefits to that. So many benefits of live streaming, right? For every business and marketplace leader, you just have to determine how you're going to leverage streaming to advance the work that it is that you're doing, help in advancing this great commission that the Lord has given unto us to go and fulfill, whether it's in ministry or in the marketplace. There's so much that has to be done. So many. Are there any other questions? I am trying to let's see if there are any other um, questions. I'm looking on the other platform to make sure that I'm not missing anybody. Okay, great people. Hold on. Mhm. Okay, so hold on, checking. Mhm. Mhm. One moment, one moment, one moment, one moment. Trying to check out all the places. Trying to check out all of the places. Okay, here we go. Why isn't it? Let's see. Oh, that's the issue. Here we go. Clicking to the right place. That's what's going on around here. Not in the right place. Okay. But y'all can see. Okay, so here's another question here. What are the best ways to promote your live stream event to ensure high attendance? I mean, that's a great question. Um, I mean, there's quite a few things you can put in your marketing strategy. I don't even want to say your marketing strategy. One key thing you want to also make sure that your branding is not affecting your marketing, right? As well, because you can promote on all the things, but if your branding is not on point and it's not attractive to your audience, then I mean you missed the mark. Um, so that's some things. So you can use, but back to the promoting side, you use multiple channels, right? To promote your live stream. Like you use your social media, email marketing, your website, community forums, teaser videos. You'll go do interviews, get on podcasts, radio, TV channels, stations, or what have you, and promote, collaborate with influencers. That those are other ways. Uh, who collaborate with influencers who have an audience base that lines with yours. Okay, so those are the type of things. Here's another good question: what should we do if we encounter technical issues doing live stream? So you should put, number one, you got to be prepared for technical issues. Be prepared. You need to have a troubleshooting plan in place, right? You need to have that in place just in case technical issues arise, right? And so you can have a team member um, to monitor, right, the streams, and handle any issues that arise. You can have that happen. You have those things, and if stuff is happening, be just open to talk to the people about it as well. Okay. Also, listen, have a backup. Listen, if something's going on with that stream, have a backup to I have a different platform that you can stream from as well. Have backup equipment if possible, if you're able to, as well. Have another internet connection in place if you need to have that, just in case you need it. Also, your record locally as well as while you are where you're huh, let me back up. Record locally on your computer or tablet, right? I'm sorry, not your tablet, your computer or your laptop locally, right? As well, just in the event something happens um, to that online stream, at least you at least have the local copy to distribute, upload and distribute later. Okay. Here's another great question. What are some effective methods to generate revenue from your live stream? So you got monetization strategies that you can use, and we did talk about a lot of those. You can have your VIP upgrades, right? You can have your VIP upgrades. You can have those to upgrades at a higher price bracket or at a price bracket, so you may have a free event and then do a VIP that that comes a price. Or if you want to, you may have an event that you charge for, and you can do a VIP as an upgrade as well. You can get sponsorship, advertisement, other ways that you can generate revenue from your live stream. Don't forget, sell your products and services as well, right? Your merch, right? What do you have merch that you can also sell during your live stream as well? Those type of things. Courses, your membership program, um, coaching programs, those type of things that you may have, or a class. It don't even have to be a whole course or a class. Like those type of things will assist you in generating additional streams of income as well. In addition, there are some um, streams that you've done that you're able to take and package it, like put it in one package and package it as a course and have it, available on a platform where people can now purchase, right? People are now able to purchase. So that thing right there. Um, so there's so many ways, and we gave quite a bit of information out. I think on Saturday we talked heavily, like specifically on as a minister, as I think we did podcasters, business owners, and was the one more. I think we may have done coaches as well, like specific things that you're able to sell. And so you're able to grab a hold of that. Okay, are there any other questions? Okay, great people. Let's see. Okay. Okay, since I don't see any more questions, I want to thank you guys so much for showing up, coming out for the live stream Unleash the Business Ministry and Marketplace pop-up Q&A, right, to answer all of your needs. With that being said, listen, I'm Dr. Derashay, the Kingdom Strategist, here to build strategies so that you may birth and expand in your dreams, your goals, and your destiny. Listen, until next time, I want you to continue to build your empire, and I look so forward to seeing those live streams that you are getting ready to produce. In Jesus' name, amen.